When I was a teenager, I ended up gaining quite a little bit of weight, and the only way I managed to turn the situation around was resorting to going on YouTube. And in doing that, I ended up finding some decent fitness channels that really did give me really good useful advice that I put into practice, and over the months and years managed to gain so much knowledge and information that, one, I managed to drastically improve my physique, but also gain so much I managed to basically create this channel where I basically impart that same sort of wisdom and advice onto other people that are looking to change themselves. However, if you didn't know this, YouTube a few weeks ago has put this new policy into place.
YouTube has decided it's going to be tweaking its algorithm to change the way it recommends certain health and fitness videos to teenagers.
And me personally, I think this is terrible, simply because when I think back to chubby TJ when I was a teenager, wanting to really just build a better physique for me, and if being completely honest, to look more attractive, I really did find these tips useful.
When you're looking to get some exercise, it's easy to turn to YouTube for answers.
You want to get a stronger deadlift. You want to get a stronger chin-up.
But experts say seeing too much of this kind of thing could be problematic.
Weight and fitness content presents a really idealized type of body. So a body that is often presented as quite thin and fit for female bodies, or really quite over hypermuscular for male bodies. Exposure to these types of images has been shown to have a negative effect on the way that people feel about themselves.
Spoken like a true lazy person, and I don't mean lazy in the fact that she doesn't want to look like a fitness model. It's more lazy in the sense that that is a very basic and simple and lackluster thought when it comes to fitness content online, because for the grand majority, fitness content is going to be far more beneficial than it is harmful. Yes, like with anything you find online, you're going to have those very few groups of people that go over the top and delve into the dark side of fitness or beauty or whatever little niche that you have. However, for the grand majority, like me when I was younger, finding fitness content online and finding new channels to come across is really what helped me turn my life around. And the reason why this fitness content is so sought after is simply because many people just don't know, or they can't afford it. Like, for example, me as a teenager, I couldn't afford a personal trainer. That wasn't going to happen. They don't teach you at school. The vast majority of our parents will not know any of this stuff when it comes to how to stay fit and get in shape and potentially lose weight. For example, most parents will just tell you to sign up to a sport. And yes, that does help, but in reality, you need to really address your lifestyle as a whole. Very few parents know enough about that. And the same goes for school, which is why most teachers in your school are probably out of shape themselves. So if you're going to take away a vital resource for many of these people, I just feel like that is not a good thing to do, and it's more harmful than good.
So now YouTube says it's going to start reducing how much its algorithm pushes certain kinds of health and fitness videos to people aged 13 to 17.
13 to 17 is a period where young people are developing their identity, who they are. Young people like to follow trends, and there's lots of health and fitness and weight-related trends that are out there that are really quite harmful or unhealthy for people. Add in the stuff that you like, whether that's cute cat videos or not, and try and sort of reduce the stuff that you think might be having a bit of a harmful effect on you.
So don't improve your health and reach whatever goal you have. Just sit on YouTube at your computer, at your desk, watching cat videos. I just can't believe that this is really getting put in place. And I haven't really seen many other fitness channels. To be honest, I haven't seen any other fitness channel talk about this, like Greg Doucette, Jeff Nippard. Maybe it's fairly too recent, but in reality, if all this YouTube and the government and all that stuff really cared about it, how is it that this isn't done across the board to all somewhat harmful content? Because you have to think it's a weird world we're living in, when crazy mukbang videos like this, where people are stuffing mountains upon mountains of food into their body every day, which is ridiculously unhealthy, for years upon years. This sort of content is perfectly fine. They ain't gonna block this to the teenagers yet. I just find it super, super odd. And the funny thing is, some of you may have even come across this yourself. There's somewhat conspiracy that a lot of people are saying online now, where they're saying that society and the government as a whole want society to be weak-willed, out of shape, and in general, just not healthy or strong, because it allows them to be more complacent and easily pushed over. And sometimes I used to say, oh, these people are thinking too hard into these things. It probably isn't just that. But in this scenario, you kind of have to sit there and be like, maybe they're right. Because I understand YouTube trying to steer them away from a lot of the steroid people. Even the ones that are quite friendly, such as Sam Sulek, as nice as he is, his body alone basically is a promotion of that sort of content. I understand maybe limiting that to teenagers. However, but you can't really be shutting down the whole lot of fitness, even the ones that aren't even aesthetic based. And just to take away from fitness for a split second, I'm not on the Mr. Beast hate train. However, if we're talking about harmful content, Mr. Beast content definitely does harm that sort of range when it comes to teenagers. The super fast-paced editing, so much is happening on the screen every 5 seconds, the sound effects, the imagery, the constant cuts.
Behind me are 100 sets of twins, and they're gonna compete for $250,000. Out of these 100 pairs of identical twins.
So no shade to Mr. Beast, because I think the effort he puts into his channel is crazy. However, the way that he makes his content is like one long TikTok video. It's so addictive, and people that are in the teenage realm, this sort of content really does rapidly change their brain. They are used to being so stimulated, they can't even think straight. And that's before we even get into any of the actual physical products he markets to his young audience, such as flipping lunch sleeve. But the whole point I'm getting at is that YouTube has far more harmful content to teenagers than fitness content. So in case you're wondering how the ban works, the essence is that they're not going to stop people if they specifically search for a specific fitness piece of content. But what they will do is, once you're on that video, they're going to basically try and remove most of the fitness content from the sidebars, because they said they're trying to reduce the rabbit hole effect of you go on one fitness video and then you go to another and another and another. And I don't really think that is needed, because if being honest, back in the day, that sort of feature is how I came across various good channels. Like I did the first video of how to probably grow my biceps, came across a video like, not V-Shred, come across a video such as Athlete X. I watched him, then I was recommended more people that I relate to, like Chris Jones, the Hodge twins, the Buff dudes, various channels that have a lot more personality that I really could understand their information without being bored out of my mind to really go and apply it. So in essence, if I was a teenager today, I wouldn't have came across a lot of those channels. And to be honest, it sounds dramatic, but if I didn't come across those channels and get given information in a digestible way that I could really understand, I know for a fact I wouldn't look the way I do. Like I wouldn't have gained nowhere near as much muscle. I wouldn't have been as happy as my physique growing up when I got to like around 19, 20, 21 when I started to improve, because the level of accomplishment and feeling I got when I managed to improve from taking on their tips, it was leaps and bounds. And for damn sure, this channel definitely wouldn't exist. So if by any chance I've managed to impact or help any of you guys out there with fitness content, this channel definitely wouldn't have existed. But anyways, in regards to the YouTube policy, the video specific contents they're trying to address is videos that compare physical features and idealize some types over others. So that almost applies to any fitness video where it's to do with someone doing anything in regards to losing body fat, which is the majority of content, because the majority of the Western world anyways is overweight. So a lot of the content is geared towards people losing body fat, build muscle, that sort of vibe. All those sorts of content, they're going to limit the reach. They even then go on to say videos idealizing specific fitness level. So that means if you have a goal in terms of you want to build your endurance, you want to get fitter, you want to build a stronger body, taking away the aesthetics, even that sort of content is going to be penalized using this method, which I think is flipping crazy. There's one thing if they're saying they don't want teenagers to idolize how they look. I don't fully agree with it, but I can understand the thought behind it. But people that want to improve their fitness level, that's also going to be targeted. So me personally, I just feel like this is just a big misstep. And one thing I want to definitely make clear is that I understand the idea is you don't want young teenagers to basically over-idolize getting a very muscular, super shredded physique and potentially go into the dark side. I would thoroughly understand that if this was specifically catered or targeted at channels that really promote like unnatural things, aka steroids, PEDs, any channel that overemphasizes that sort of fitness, I can understand blocking that to teenagers, because there's been a massive rise in PED use and steroid use in teenagers trying to build crazy good bodies to look good on social media, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, because they want to become somewhat famous, sponsored by Gymshark, and follow that journey and try and get rich.
How old are you?
16.
16? Are you natty or not, bro? You're looking jacked.
Not natty.
You're not really?
Not natty.
I understand blocking that sort of content from them. However, the vast majority of regular teenagers that may be getting a little bit thick and want to just kind of control it before they get into adulthood, they're going to potentially be deprived finding some decent content that's going to help them on their journey. Because yes, as I said, they are allowed to specifically type in. However, if YouTube kept to its normal recommendations practices, they may come across a video like I did back in the past, or a channel that is that extra spark that really does help you more than the original one you found. Also, for those of you that are here right now, please, if you like this content, please hit the video with a like. It really does help you boy out. If you like these topics, Anyways, in regards to this specific topic, I feel like until they address other areas of YouTube, which in my opinion are more harmful, it's a bit hypocritical. You can't be saying that fitness content is harmful to all these people, but you're still allowing some of the harmful content I mentioned earlier to still be shown to these groups of people. Because how can people wanting to better themselves, build a stronger, more resilient and healthier body be a no-go, but people stuffing themselves with 20,000-30,000 calories in one sitting be okay? Anyways, people, thanks for watching the video. If you want to see more content, be sure to check out these videos right here.